How's everybody doing?
Good.
Love that. Staying dry?
Until I have to go to soccer practice tonight, but
Oh my goodness. Wait, do you play soccer outside?
no, I just take someone.
Okay.
I will stay in the car.
Wise choice. Wise choice. Oh, I remember that though in high school, playing soccer just outside in bucketing rain, and that was an experience. Hi, Sharon. Oh, got a little umbrella icon from Mercedes. Oh, everybody's looking so nice and toasty and cozy inside. Oh, Gary, I think you're muted. I see you talking, I think, but I can't hear you.
There. Now you can hear me?
Yes. Hello.
Okay. Okay. I'll mute myself, and when we get more people, I should mute myself now. Okay.
That's all right. We're settling in. We're having some chit chats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kim should be joining, but he may or may not be able to make it.
All right. Well, it's recorded, so he can always watch the recording afterwards.
Exactly.
Hi, Elizabeth. Oh, this is a good looking group of folks. Well, just want to say hello. Thank you so much for joining us. Got a couple of people still filtering in, but thought we can just get started so we can stay on track and make sure we have all of you out here by 5:15. So excited to see you all for our last Toast Talks of 2025. We have some really fantastic things lined up today. Oh, and actually, before I do that, let me share my screen. So yeah, a lot of great things that we're going to be sharing with you today. We're going to share with you some progress on our building and the redevelopment. 3 house posts that are going to be carved or are being carved and are going to stand along Hastings Street at the entrance. We're going to cover Advent and the Doctrine of Discovery. And then we're going to hear from 2 of our staff members. First, we're going to hear from George Flood, who's been with us for many, many moons, but in his new role now as Associate Director of Community Protection and Safety. We're going to hear about his new role. And then we're going to hear from our new volunteer manager, Mercedes Dunphy, about volunteer opportunities that we have coming up in the next year. And then we're going to cap it all off with a very special video presentation. This video that was made by one of our long-term funders and partners about some of our work. But before we do any of that, just want to take a moment to acknowledge the land that we're on. So we're on the unceded, stolen, and traditional homelands of the Musqueam, Squamish, Aquemeo, and Tsleil-Waututh peoples. The land where we're located here in the downtown east side was known as Kamehameha, which is the land of many maple trees. It's always important for us to do land acknowledgements, but what's more important is that they're not performative. It's not something that we just say and kind of move on as a perfunctory box that we tick. We really like to kind of sit and reflect in what it means. And so for us, we hold gratitude for the generations of Indigenous folks who have protected and stewarded this land. We acknowledge the role that the United Church of Canada played in the operation of residential schools and the ongoing lasting impacts that those experiences have on the people that we serve here in the downtown east side. We're humbled by the wisdom and guidance of Indigenous elders, leaders, as we continue to learn and unlearn ways of being in the world, as we speak truth and put reconciliation into action. And a way that you can take action as well. So you may know, maybe you don't. On Saturday, it's actually Indigenous Veterans Day. So course, we always mark Veterans Day as a country, but Indigenous Veterans Day is not as well known. And so on Saturday, I do encourage you to sit and reflect on the service, contributions, and sacrifice that Indigenous folks across Canada have made and provided their military service, and giving thanks and honoring them. So to dive in, I'm going to pass the baton over to our Executive Director, Amanda Burrows, to give us some updates on our building.
Thanks, Katie. Hi, everyone. Who has been down Hastings lately? Hands up. Can't see any hands, but I'll take your word for it. I know you have, Dawn. I know you have, Will.
Yeah.
But just even driving by, it's so incredible after 8 years of waiting that all of a sudden when you dig in the ground and you put in the foundation, that a building goes up
Okay.
and it goes up
There
and
we
then it's
Can you hear?
done. Sorry, Dawn, did you want to say something?
No, it's okay. I'm trying to get tuned in here.
Great. Okay. So yeah, and then all of a sudden it's kind of done, kind of, right? So where the timeline is now, that picture was taken very recently, and it's on track to be complete at the end of January, February. And then of course we need occupancy permit. We need to move in. We need to move in all of our locations except for the shelter back into this place. So that looks like it'll be happening in March. And then it looks like we're going to be starting our core programs in early April, which is incredible. So here we go. It's less than 6 months away for us to be done, moved in, and operating under one single roof, except for, of course, the shelter, which we always want to honor and hold in our conversations as well. What is really our goal for the first year? And in the new year, we're going to present our strategic plan for the next 3 years. But some spoiler alerts on that. The first year is about the foundation. It's about embedding that trust and getting really familiar with this new building in this location that we've been in for over a century. And how that's going to look is really stable and consistently breathing into this space. Our signature programs will kick off right away with the food, with our drop-ins. We want to make sure that our bathrooms are used, and all of these very important frontline services, our help desk, the taxes, our legal clinic, advocacy, all of that will be opening within our first phase, the first few months, and then we'll keep moving from there, adjusting, introducing new programs. And it's really also contingent on our volunteer base that I'm still looking forward to later on in our session here today to hear more about. So there's the building. And then on the right, I just want to acknowledge that that is our sacred space. Look at how big that is, how beautiful that is. If you can, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but on the 3rd floor of the building, it goes the full length of Gore, this massive space that has these partitions. If you do the cursor on the other side and show the 3rd floor. Yeah, thank you. And then it goes all along the side, and then it has partitions to make the space smaller or bigger. It is set up with amazing acoustics so we can have music like we used to. We're going to be able to do weddings again, even celebrations of life for community, in community. The floor is going to mirror that of landscaping. It's going to look like grass and water with a medicine wheel in the middle. It's going to have interfaith elements, and it is also going to celebrate, as we always will and always have, our connection to the United Church as a faith-based provider. We will have our United Church crest within these beautiful oak doors, and it'll just be a place where everybody is welcome, an affirming place. No matter how you love, how you worship, you are welcome here. Look at that huge window. It's going to be bright, it's going to be light, it's going to speak right into all of our terms of dignity, belonging, and justice as we continue to do. And it's just a space where I just feel Creator and the Spirit every time I go in there. And I just want to celebrate this space and this moment and this time, and can't wait for all of us to be in that place again together. With that, other work that we're doing is housing. Here is a sneak peek, actually. We have never put this out on the airwaves. This is what one of our units looks like. So of course, on the 7th floor is social Indigenous supportive housing, 103 units. Half of them are studios, half of them are 1 bedroom. They are pretty big. They're not micro units. They're self-contained with kitchens. And look at that. People get a dishwasher. They are beautiful, wonderful places with HVAC systems that can help control the heat and the cooling, which is like when we did a tour with another construction person who does social housing, went, wow, what you've incorporated here. And also let's talk about climate resiliency as well as our own duty as a builder, because we're the builder, the developer, the owner, about doing things that are good for the environment too. So we also have a place to play in that. Everybody does. Climate justice isn't a barnacle. It should encompass everything that we do. And if you notice who I'm hanging out in there with, that's our Minister of Social Development and Poverty Reduction, Sheila Malcolmson, and our MLA, Joan Phillip of Strathcona, Vancouver, who's also the Parliamentary Secretary for the nonprofit and charity sector. And they sort of did this almost nothing spontaneous, but almost. When they have a day off on Friday, they were in town, and we were able to arrange this tour where Katie Conkin, Sarah Marsden, and George Flett were able to participate and come with. And they were so impressed, of course, as everybody is. And then after the next week, Joan Phillip so tremendously and graciously lifted up First United, the work we do in community, and even named staff's names in appreciation. It was quite an honor for her to take up that time in the House to acknowledge our work and some of the people doing the work. So they're beautiful spaces, and they've got a view. Speaking of beautiful, we're also, as you're aware, doing some work around art, right? So meet the artists behind the house posts. So as you can see in that rendering, those 3 house posts from our Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh host nations, those are going out in the front of the street on Hastings. Thank you for the cursor moves. And they're going to be done by 3 different carvers. We have spoken about the carvers before, but I just want to get more into it here briefly. This is Brent Sparrow. He's from Musqueam. I'm not actually going to share what they're carving because I do want the carvers to explain the story and the process and the iconography of what's happening. But what I can say is he is a master carver. A lot of his work has been featured at YVR, UBC, the Justice Institute actually as well in British Columbia. And he originally trained as a welder, which is neat. He apprenticed with his mother, if you know the renowned artist Susan Point, and a late master carver named John Livingston. So his art draws on traditional medicines, teachings, and legendary stories shared by Musqueam elders. He's deeply committed to passing knowledge forward, and he carves house posts with students across Vancouver and Burnaby. And when you're a carver and you're doing this work, you don't do it alone. You don't do it alone. There are apprentices, and it's about capacity building and sharing wisdom and storytelling. So there are other folks in community that are working on these house posts as well. And he's also, to quote him, he says, I want the next generations to know where they come from, so our stories and teachings are never forgotten. So that's Brent. He's been a delight to work with. Next up is Floyd Joseph of Squamish. Chief Floyd is a hereditary chief from the Squamish Nation. He began carving at the age of 7, and he did it to support his family. He is a day school survivor and a child of residential school survivors. And he has risen to international recognition for his carvings, jewelry, and prints. His work is in collections in the London and Victoria's Royal BC Museum, or RBC. His art and leadership are rooted in generosity and healing. And what he says and shares words with us, no one is forgotten in my territory. Our brothers and sisters in the downtown east side deserve our medicine too. And he really sees young artists as being included in upholding this cultural strength, passing knowledge, just like Brent wants to. So everyone, he says, can stand together in love. And the last artist is a emerging artist, Jonas Jones of Tsleil-Waututh. And he comes from a village in Tsleil-Waututh and carries strong bloodlines from the Squamish Nation as well. He is a student of master carver Ray Naturoro. He was trained with the Coast Salish laws of art. And again, this comes from the master serving the apprentice and teaching that institutional knowledge and cultural share, which is so beautiful. And he shares words, our art represents who we are, where we come from, and the ancestors who were here before us. And he says about the erasure of the art that was from this land through colonization. And he says public art is a teaching moment that will outlast outlast all of us. It brings peace and helps everyone see that we've always been here and always will be. So these are our 3 carvers and some of the work that they're doing in real time. And when we unveil them next year, we will have our artists as part of a blessing ceremony, and they will explain the storytelling, because every moment and piece of these carvings have symbol and meaning and storytelling behind them. Thank you. And we go into Advent and the doctrine of discovery. So Lauren can't be here tonight. She's a parent-teacher interview she needed to go to. So I'm going to share some of her words on her behalf and something that she has created. I think this is really powerful. Every Advent she started to do these series that really challenge us daily, what we can do, starting on the first day where we light a candle of hope up until Christmas. And so what she has written about what's going to happen here. So Advent, a sacred season of waiting and preparation. It invites us to slow down and make room for hope, justice, and renewal. It's a time to reflect on what it means to live faithfully in the tension between promise and fulfillment. And because Advent calls us not only to wait for the light, but also to act in ways that help bring that light into being through truth, justice, and repair. So also, of course, reconciliation in action. And so the Advent and Christmas calendar moves from Advent and Christmas Christian sacred texts that face injustice and call on God's beloved community to strive for justice. So that's what we do on Sundays. Then we go through the week, Monday to Thursday. She's focusing on learning about the doctrine of discovery. Wow, through reading, listening, and watching. On Friday and Saturday, we synthesize the scripture of Sunday with the knowledge we've learned Monday through Thursday. And if you're aware of what the doctrine of discovery is, it is a set of legal and religious principles used by European colonial powers from the 15th century onward to justify claiming lands inhabited by Indigenous peoples. And so this is a snapshot of the prevailing thought about land and property, as well as the power behind it. The doctrine of discovery continues to be an accurate socialization of our understanding of property. How can property or a piece of land be vacant if community members are living there? Or in reverse thought, why really are people removed from land that no one is currently living on, such as an Oppenheimer or Strathcona or a Crab Park? If people need clean water and basic amenities to live, why are there unjust laws about being able to cool ourselves in rental properties or protecting ourselves from eviction when the landowner has not kept regular overall maintenance on these basic amenities? Our understanding of property continues to be steeped in the same colonization that motivated the doctrine of discovery, and also our theologies about property and conquest continue to be tied to the same colonization as the doctrine of discovery. So then on the Bible studies on Saturdays, whether you can do that individually or in groups, challenge us to critique what the text says, how we read it, and what we do about it. Folks, everyone deserves to have their spirit cared for. Amen, is what she writes. And I highly encourage you, and if one of my team members can provide it in the link, the actual calendar. Every single day, Lauren curated something powerful for us to participate in, like every Sunday. And then every day has a theme that goes from learn, read, explore, watch, consider and post, and study. She's got links to things, what we can do to do reconciliation in action as an individual, how we can adhere to the calls to action. It's just an amazing resource. And anyone who's of a community of faith here, I know you plan in advance, but I highly recommend circulating it. It took a lot of work, and it is so important of us as a community and practice reconciliation in action by participating in pieces like this over an Advent. It's amazing. So thank you so much. And thank you, Katie.
Thank you, Amanda. Really appreciate that. And please, of course, extend all of our thanks to Lauren for all of her incredible hard work preparing the Advent Christmas calendar and preparing those great speaking notes that you shared with us today. So next up, so excited to invite my colleague, George Flett, our new Associate Director of Community Connection and Safety. He's been with First United for, George, you're going to have to fact check me on this one, 12 years, 16 years. It's been a long, long time. But very happy to introduce him. I'm sure most of you know him. And please take it away, George.
Yeah, thanks, Katie. First of all, I just want to say I was blessed as my executive director was just saying to go on the recent tour with the minister and our MLA, and I seen the unit firsthand, and they are absolutely what people deserve as far as housing goes. It's nicer than my place. Um, so. I know that most of you know me. I see both the Dons here and Heather and other people. But I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I've been with First United just a little over 16 years. I started off frontline as we used to call them host, which I was a shelter worker, and I was blessed to get an opportunity to become a supervisor and then also an Indigenous cultural facilitator. And then became a manager of the shelter program about 7 years ago. And as of October 1st, jumped into the new role as Associate Director of Community Connection and Safety, which is a mouthful. And it took me a while to get it all down, but I think I say it pretty smoothly now. So the role itself, I have a strong connection to the shelter, and I love our shelter program and what it does. And this new role, luckily, allows me to still be a part of the shelter, but obviously the majority of it with our new building. So the shelter will fall under my umbrella, but they're really good, so they're able to handle things over there. But I will be able to start off with a new team, a community connection and safety team, which will exactly like it sounds. They're about community connection and safety within our new building. So as you know, there's 4 floors. There's the main floor where the dining hall is and the help desk is. And then, we got advocates in one floor. And also we have another floor for like showers and program space. And so the idea is that we will be able to maintain the overall safety for the whole building, but also connect or community members as they come into the building and make sure that they understand what's going on and how we can best serve them. It's about respect, it's about dignity, it's about getting people what they need and doing it in a respectful, responsible way. There's also an aspect to my job where I will be connecting with outside agencies or other community partners. I obviously bring a strong Indigenous background with me, and I use it in all my work, no matter if it involves that or not. Luckily, this aspect actually does. So if you can imagine, somebody's coming in, and I'll say that, it's been many years since we've had the drop-in space, and obviously we're so excited to have it back, but the community has changed down there. The culture has changed a bit and the needs have changed. So even though we're getting back to where we were, it's really kind of a new game, right? I'm excited to see what it has to bring, but also at the same time, kind of where we fit in. Because I always like saying that, like, you come up with a plan and the community usually corrects you or like makes you adjust so that you fit kind of what the needs are. So we're really excited. So if a new person comes into the building and they're not connected with anything, they don't really understand, as nobody will at first, my team will be there to hopefully navigate them into understanding what they're looking for and how to get them there. And we will have like wayfinders or like volunteers to help also navigate them. So connecting with them with the volunteers so that maybe they can bring them up to advocacy or over to our showers or whatever they need at the time. Obviously, we're going to be doing food again inside, which is great. The food truck has been amazing. I love it. It's the most Vancouver thing you could do. It's very like hipster. I love it. It's when they first brought it out, it was amazing. But having an actual space for somebody to come in, sit down, and enjoy a meal cannot be duplicated outside. Especially the weather out as it is now. It's cold outside. It's wet. It's kind of miserable. Having a beautiful new space that has this lovely art and all the staff that are eager to help them out and the volunteers that are eager to serve them as well. I feel like it's going to really change people's moods and also like just their feelings around being in the community. Obviously, we're dealing with some of the most vulnerable people in the whole country, and they come with a lot of historical trauma as well as current trauma. And so just being able to offer them a safe space where they're able to enjoy a meal, watch a movie, maybe get foot soak, whatever programs we're offering at the time, and just doing it in a respectful way will really help lighten their mood and hopefully make them feel comfortable. Yeah, I think it's a new role, so it's really like I said, we have an idea of what it looks like, but once we get in, I think things will start to pop up as they always do, and we will kind of like pivot as we needed. The important part is just to understand that like the team that I'm going to be managing is going to be there. We're not security. We're not there to like move people along. We're there to offer people dignity, to get them engaged, and to make them feel comfortable.
That's great. Thank you so much, George. And my goodness, like what a blessing it is for us to have you here for so long and in this new role with all of your experience and all of your connections to the community. We're so lucky to have you. So thank you for being with us and staying with us for 16 years.
Thank you.
Next up, we've got one of our new, oh, Mercedes, can you just pause yourself for a minute? Thanks. We're in the same room, so there's a bit of echo. Super excited, happy to introduce Mercedes Dunphy, our new volunteer and special projects manager. Mercedes joined our team just a couple of months ago, and she's basically recreating the volunteer program for when we launch in the new building. And I'm sure she's going to get to know many of you very, very well. So take it away, Mercedes.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Katie. Is my volume fine? Yay? Great. Hi, my name is Mercedes Dunphy, and I'm the brand new First United Volunteer and Special Projects Manager, as Katie said. This is a new role. I have only been here since May, so not nearly the history that George has. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm a settler born on the unceded Indigenous land of the Mohawk, Algonquin, and Abenaki people in a place colonially known as Montreal. My first experience with First United was as a volunteer, unbelievably enough. And honestly, it doesn't seem that long ago that I stood on the steps of the old church building looking at a newly branded food truck. Amazing how much we all love that food truck, and helping to hand out oatmeal and COVID masks. A friend had asked me to volunteer for the day, and I took some time off work to help. Then there were a few events at 312 Main, setting up a room with some Christmas decorations and some pine boughs. And at the time, I didn't really think I'd done very much, but I was welcomed so warmly and thanked so profusely. And that's really always stood out for me because I've volunteered a lot of places, and I want every volunteer at First United to have that experience that I did when I volunteered. So First United is, as we know, the Church of the Open Door, and I'm learning how important that idea is to the community here in the downtown East Side, and how essential volunteers have been, are, and will be to our shared mission of pursuing dignity, belonging, and justice in the downtown East Side. Volunteers are the backbone of our programs, such as our highly respected and very busy throughout the year tax clinic. And they've also been instrumental in acquiring data for our advocacy team with eviction surveys. They've helped out at events such as our 140th birthday celebration, been the leaders of our annual golf tournament and fundraiser, and helped out at the coldest night of the year and supported us at Mother's Day and Father's Day powwows. So the past few years, while the site's been undergoing transformation, I know from looking at the various notes that more regular and recurring volunteer roles have been a little thin on the ground. But we're heading into a surge of new roles available and incredibly positive movement forward with First United's new building, almost at completion, and a new door being open for all of our programs and supports in one central location. So as Amanda mentioned at the last Toast Talks, we're going to need all the help we can get. Plans include running a variety of programs focused on the needs and well-being of our neighbors. And based on the schedule I'm looking at, we're going to need almost 200 volunteers a week to make that a reality. So our upcoming roles are going to include being a volunteer community connector. So volunteers in this role, as George mentioned, will be greeting people and ensuring that they navigate our new building and get to the services or the people that they need. The volunteers who are doing this will acquire a deep knowledge of our programs, where they are in the building and which department oversees them, on what days and times they might run. These volunteers will be a new resource for the community as well as for staff. Meals and cafe. So volunteers in our new dining hall will have the opportunity to meet folks where they are, as they are, provide a warm beverage, a light snack, and a welcoming smile, or helping with serving food, bussing tables in the dining hall, but always the opportunity to take time to hear stories from community, talk about a book you've both read, or a movie, or a shared life experience. And I do get a lot of questions about foot care. I know this is a beloved program, and we will be bringing it back. It's been waiting in the wings for several years, and while it won't be immediately available, we intend to have it up and running as soon as we can after being in the building for a few months. As George mentioned, we have plans, and the community will let us know where we need to pivot. So for those of you who remember, foot care involves a comfortable seat for a member of the community, a bowl of warm water, clean, dry towel, a new pair of socks, and most importantly, the empathetic ear of a volunteer. So when you think about volunteering, whether you envision yourself as being the knowledgeable community connector, the warm smile of the cafe volunteer, or the listening, empathetic ear of the foot care program volunteer, we are going to need a huge number of dedicated, trained, and ready volunteers to bring the potential of our brand new building to fruition. To accomplish the vision, we've already started making some changes. So I don't know how many folks click around on our website. I do a lot, but that's me. But you may have noticed that on our volunteer page, and Nick, if you could put the first volunteer page in the chat, that'd be great. The words are a little different on the volunteer page, but the biggest change is actually hidden behind the learn more and sign up button. And that's where we've launched our Better Impact supported platform for volunteer applications, for e-learning and for scheduling. It is still a work in progress, but I'm already onboarding new volunteers and reaching out informally to those who volunteered or expressed an interest in volunteering with us in the past. The Better Impact platform is a tool that's going to let volunteers learn at their own pace and is going to be a support of on-site orientations and training, but it won't replace them, because of course we'll still need to have safety orientations and other training that can only happen in situ. Of course, until the building is operational, actual training at 320 East Hastings is on hold, but not for much longer. So volunteering is a journey. At least that's how I look at it. A relationship that we would be building together or rebuilding, and I want to make the journey as straightforward as possible. If you've had a chance to look at our First United volunteer page and click through to the new platform, you'll see our new public volunteer portal. And Nick, if you could put up the direct link, that's great. Oh, already on it. If you already volunteer somewhere that uses Better Impact, like the City of Vancouver or Bard on the Beach, you'll be able to add us to those you already volunteer for. Or if you've never used Better Impact before, you can create your own profile and start our application. I'm not going to lie, it's a multi-step process, but along the way, I get to know people a bit better, find out how they want to help, and direct them to e-learning modules to prepare them for on-site orientation. And that is going to be the really exciting part. I would love it if you wanted to contact me directly if you had any questions or wanted to refer someone to me who you think might be a good fit for our volunteer program. Please don't be shy. I have already learned so much from volunteers and prospective volunteers. I love feedback and hearing how the First United Volunteer Program could be a place for you to join and to thrive in. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mercedes. Oh, perfect, you muted. So you heard it here first, folks. 200 volunteers a week. We need a lot of people. So if you want to get involved, if you want to help out, you can go to those links that are in the chat. You can get in touch with Mercedes directly. She's your gal. We would love for you to join us. We need for you to join us. And we know you folks have been waiting so long for these opportunities. And we're really, really excited to be bringing them back and to see all your friendly faces in the building. So, as I said at the outset, we have a special video presentation So one of our longest standing funders and partners, Hockey Helps the Homeless, they've been supporting our work for 15 years now. They have a fundraising hockey tournament here in Vancouver. It's this month. It's on November 28th. And they reached out to us recently because they wanted to include us in one of their tournament videos because they've been supporting our work for so long and have supported so many different areas of the organization, and they really care about what we do. And so we said, can we do this video with you guys? And we said, absolutely, yes. And it hasn't been shared by them yet, but I did get their permission to share it with you all here tonight. So we've got a little bit of a video about that I think you'll enjoy. I'm going to play it. If you don't hear sound for some reason, about 5 seconds in, it should work, but speak up and I'll do some troubleshooting. But we tested it before you all logged on, so it should be okay. So here we go.
This morning we're in the kitchen at 628 Clark, and this is our commissary where we make food for the food truck that we bring to the community to serve meals every day, Monday to Friday. Hello, my name is Bert. I'm the food services manager at First United. Today we're making a beef stir fry. Chef Ken's back there putting it all together for us. Since 2010, Hockey Helps the Homeless has given over $500,000 to the First United Food Program, and the impact that this has had on the community cannot be overstated. People are always saying that they depend on our food, but I always make sure that we thank them and we make sure that it's clear that it's an honor for us to bring it to them every day.
So the Community Help Desk, it's really a hub where people can come and have their most basic needs met. My name is Katie Conkin. I'm the Director of Development and Communications at First United. So Hockey Helps the Homeless has been supporting First United for 15 years and has contributed a total of over $670,000 during that time. You've supported almost all of our programs, from meals to the tax clinic, the community help desk, spiritual care, our storage program, necessary renovations. You folks have supported almost everything. And in the context of recent years where things have gotten a lot harder for organizations and individuals, Hockey Helps the Homeless coming in and being flexible, reliable, and sustainable is massive for an organization like ours.
So First United has an essential tax service, which Hockey Helps the Homeless has helped to fund. Hi, I'm Kristen Donhusen. I'm the program manager here at the First United. So people wonder why taxes are so important. The reason taxes are so important is because they have many areas in a person's life that they affect. If a person is in housing, they need to file their taxes in order to be able to qualify for that housing subsidy every year. Also, if a person is on pension, they will lose their old age security, which is their government income supplement. If they lose their government income supplement, often that's around $12,000 per year, they won't be able to pay their rent, and they will be evicted, and they'll be homeless as well. And they're the most vulnerable.
So we had our old church building for 60 odd years. It was so well loved, so beloved. Very worn down by the time we knew we had to redevelop, and it just wasn't meeting the needs for what we were doing anymore or for the community. So we decided to redevelop, and our site is going to be complete in January of 2026, a few months away. It's going to be 4 floors of First United programs and services and 7 floors of deeply affordable social housing for Indigenous people. So it's going to have all of our programs and services under one roof again, plus new programs that meet the evolving and adapting needs of the community. The only thing I can say is thank you, and that feels massively insufficient. You folks are helping us serve community members every day, keeping our doors open, helping people thrive and find joy and have their most basic human needs met. You're partners in this work with us. We could not do it without you. It truly takes a wide-reaching community to be able to serve folks in the downtown east side. And so thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Oh, I've watched this video a few times now, and it really gives me the warm fuzzies. And I think actually watching this video in the environment of also hearing from Mercedes and George and Amanda, and through Amanda Lauren's words, I really just have to say, like, I feel so proud to work here. My day has just been made. Before we have just a few minutes for some questions and answers, I'm actually going to pass the baton back to Amanda Burrows for some final words.
Thanks, Katie. I mean, you can unshare the screen now, although I was having a very good hair day that day, it appears. That straight hair, it's hard to come by. I just, we have time for a couple questions, but I just wanted to acknowledge some folks in the Zoom room here. Heather Clark, our board chair, who's been coming weekly with us, doing tours, doing engagement, hosting the drug overdose awareness last Monday, doing work like that. You have just been showing up so much and consistently, and I just really, really, really appreciate you, Heather. Thank you so much. We also have some other board members, Elizabeth too, of golf fame and about 1,000 other things. We appreciate you too, and your steadfastness and showing up here again tonight. And you know all these things and you attend and you still show up with us. We so care about you. And then Rudy, our co-chair of the First Forward Cabinet. And I guess I would be remiss not to mention a First Forward goal and money, right? But Rudy, thank you too for your steadfast leadership. Our new campaign has dropped this weekend. You may have seen it in the paper. And of our total $37 million, we have about 3.5 left to raise of that total, and we're starting to build some momentum at the home stretch here, especially with our brick campaign. So if you see that out and about buying a brick in this Christmas season, we welcome those too. They're great gifts. We have another year of that. But I do also quickly want to acknowledge some staff. I saw Nick, Will, Mercedes, Sarah Winters, Mari, I believe Tahid logged on, and then my colleagues on the leadership team, Katie for hosting, Sarah, the other Sarah Marsden, Keely, Rob, and George is officially on our leadership team as well, part of what we're doing in strategy and moving us forward in this new role too. And so we love having him with us at the table as well. Who did I miss? I mean, and then applause to all of our supporters, but I hope I got every staff member who has attended that I saw. But my appreciation so much to all of you. We don't do this work alone. We don't do this work alone. So thank you. Time for a question or one.
Thanks, Amanda. Deb, did I see your little hand icon? Nope, you're taking it back. All right, no questions from Deb. You don't get to take that back.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Elizabeth.
George, you mentioned about how the neighborhood's changed in the years that we've been closed on that spot. Can you flesh that out a little bit for us? What changes that you have seen?
I mean, that's a tall order. Yeah.
Okay. No.
I could touch on it. So, I mean, there's obviously the big changes that has happened for everybody. I think COVID has really changed the way that everybody perceives life in general. There's the housing crisis that really has meant less units available for people. So obviously us being able to offer housing, even though we're not operating, is amazing. And obviously Indigenous housing for me, yes. And then there's also I think a shift in drug culture, but also in some of the supports, the excessive investment into policing over other options. Yeah, and there's a million other little things that have happened along the way. And so I think being removed from actually having the drop-in services and then also having all those kind of added things to already a struggle being outside or in an SRO is just compounded. So it's changed people, and hopefully we can get them back to a space of more ease and comfort.
Thank you.
Thanks for that, George, and for the question, Elizabeth. So it's 5:16 now, 1 minute past when we promised we'd have this all wrapped up by. We know y'all have dinners to make, families to spend time with. If you do have any questions, if you ever want to chat, get in touch with us. Tons of our contact information is on our website, firstunited.ca. You can also always reach out to us at info@firstunited.ca, and we'll make sure that your email gets to the right person. So please always feel free to reach out if you want to chat or have any questions. But thank you all so much for joining us today. What a good looking group of people. Really appreciate your time, and can't wait to see you all volunteer in the new building.
Okay. Thank
you.
you.
Yay,
Thank you.
unmute
you.
yourselves. Woo! Thanks, everyone. Yay.
That was great.
Woo. Thanks, Katie. Thanks, everyone. Martha, I did say thank you to you in the chat. Bye.
And a big thank you to you, Katie, and to Amanda and all
Yes.
the rest of the
Aw.
staff. This has been great.
Yeah,
Thanks,
really great.
Gary.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Stay dry tonight, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Heather. Bye, folks.